This Saturday, May 18th, is Armed Forces Day, set aside to honor those who fought to secure our freedoms. In observance of that, we've invited a World War II veteran to share some of his experiences. Joining us now is Russell McLogan, author of his memoir, Boy Soldier, Coming of Age during World War II. Welcome, Russell.
Thank you.
We should mention that you have come from Michigan for an important occasion.
Yes, I'm doing a book signing at Barnes & Noble's on Saturday.
Right. We're going to tell people about that in a moment. Actually, I was referring to your grandson's graduation from Ketchup.
That's right. That's more important.
That's great. Tell us how you decided to write this book, how and why.
Well, you know, I had a dad who was in World War I, and he was a fireman on a troop ship that made 8 crossings from New York to La Havre, taking the doughboys over.
Oh my.
That's about all I know about him. I would have loved to have had a memoir written where he gave the homely details of joining the Navy at a certain age, 19 I think it was.
Well, tell us about your, speaking of 19, Boy Soldier. Why do you call it Boy Soldier and Coming of Age?
Well, I was drafted. And, you know, I tried to get in the Navy like my dad. But I was rejected for color perception.
For heaven's sake.
So I was drafted. The Army didn't care whether I could see red from green. They decided I would make a nice rifleman.
Indeed.
So at the age of 18, I found myself in combat in the Philippines.
My goodness.
I went into combat the day President Roosevelt died, 18 years of age. And we were in combat in the hills east of Manila.
My goodness. What are the strongest impressions that experience made on you?
Well, you know, it was a very scary thing to go through. I woke up in a replacement depot in Manila on Friday the 13th, 1945. The sergeant said, "Get your gear together, guys. Tonight you'll be sleeping in foxholes." And that's the way the system worked. You went over as a replacement to replace some fellow who'd been killed or seriously wounded, and you went right up to the front and joined the unit, and they said, "Dig a foxhole, kid. Dig it fast, because the Japs are going to send over some artillery as soon as they see we're getting replacements." And that was my entrance into combat.
Mike, you know, so many of us, that was not real to us, but thankfully it is now, thanks to films like Saving Private Ryan and Pearl Harbor. How do you feel that has changed American perspective of the contributions of your generation?
Well, it's really brought to the attention of the public, you know, at least the movie-going public, Private Ryan. It was in the theaters when my book came out, so that really boosted the interest in the World War II.
So you went in at age 18 and exited when?
I was in the Army 2 years, 1 month and 18 days. That was at the convenience of the government. When the war ended, I was in a hospital recovering from a wound, and the Army was preparing for the invasion of Japan, so they sent me back to duty, and I served another year in the occupation of Korea.
We want to show people your uniform before we say goodbye to you, that you're going to be bringing along with you when you do your book signing tomorrow.
That's the original uniform that I wore in Korea when the war was over. Our first Eisenhower jackets.
Very good looking. Excuse me, I'm having some allergy problems today. What did you most want to put across in this book, Russell?
Just the common soldier's reaction to the environment around him. I've had a lot of compliments. My book is realistic, and it doesn't dwell on the horrors of war, but gives the intimate details of being in the Army for 2 years.
Well, I know people will be interested in that, so let's let them know where they can attend your book signing. It is this Saturday, May 18th at Barnes & Noble, the South Roads location, and that is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Thanks so much for being with us, Russell.
Thank you.
Nice
It's
meeting
my
you.
privilege.
The 33rd Annual Oklahoma Special Summer Olympics is underway. We'll meet some of the big winners of the day and get